This episode of the Totally Rad Show is brought to you by GoDaddy. Coming up today on the show, we talk about what else is on our radar this week.
All right, everybody, we are back with On My Radar, the segment that allows us the opportunity to talk to you about some things that we don't really have a specific place for in the show.
A little more personal stuff.
Yeah, maybe something that we've been interested in, but that, you know, it's not something we wanted to cover fully on the show. Daniel, what has been on your radar for the last couple weeks?
Interesting. I just checked out on Netflix instant streaming a movie I've been wanting to see for a long time.
Okay.
Not a long time, a year.
A year is a long time.
It won the jury prize. Bless you.
Bless you.
Now you guys ruined it.
You look at a light.
Say asparagus.
Stare at a light.
Say asparagus.
Excuse me. Thank you.
Asparagus? I never heard
Yeah,
that.
if you say the word asparagus, it stops you from sneezing.
I don't like asparagus.
Oh, stops
why
you from sneezing.
Yeah, like you're about to sneeze, you just go, asparagus.
No, I want to sneeze. I never want to stop. I want to go.
Yeah, you want to fulfill it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you
wanna
look at a light.
achieve-
Well, if you're ever in a situation,
release.
you're meeting President Barack Obama, you're shaking his hand,
fucking sneeze all
and you
over.
notice a
yell
sneeze.
asparagus at him. Asparagus, and they like tackle
You
me.
can whisper it.
Anyway.
Asparagus.
Let's start
It
over.
could change the way
so
this
I,
goes.
so I saw
No, let's start over.
No. This is so I saw.
No, come
You'll
on.
see the ties. I saw VeggieTales, the movie. So I saw.
Start over.
No. You're trying so hard.
But
no.
there's,
We're not letting you.
too long.
You're not. It's
We're not
good.
gonna have any time to talk about stuff.
Mine's not that great. I'm not gonna even. I saw
Say
Fish
quickly.
Tank. Jury prize.
Stop, I
Jury
don't
prize
wanna
at
go on.
Sundance. Fish Tank. Jury prize at Sundance. It's okay. It's not great.
What was Fish Tank about?
Fish Tank is about a girl in
A fish tank?
the sort of the lower class area of England. It's kind of like City of God or Sin Nombre or any of those movies about teenagers doing hardcore stuff, but in London, or This Is England, which is great. This was really interesting and awesome. The end gets very dark, and
But you didn't love it?
so I didn't love it. But it's
Interesting.
my kind of movie and wonderful filmmaking.
Interesting.
But
Fish Tank.
I didn't love Fish Tank. But see
Okay.
it if you're into that genre of movies that
Yeah.
like angst teens doing wrong stuff.
In low
Yeah.
low income places. Jeff Height. Also, what has been on your radar?
Well, I've been playing myself a little video game that I didn't think you guys would really like, so it's come a little bit just for me. As frequent viewers of the show may have figured out, I am a closeted.
You're out of the closet, actually.
Pause.
Bated breath.
Wrestling fan.
Yes.
It's one of my guilty pleasures. You know,
Yes.
I understand it's cheesy, I understand all that stuff, but
You just like the showmanship.
it's fun. It's good theater, and I've not been into it as much as
Dan could
I
get back
used
into
to.
it. Snooki's going to be wrestling.
WrestleMania happened already. Good reason to talk about it. This week is WrestleMania. Was WrestleMania, the granddaddy of them all, and so oddly, even though I love wrestling, I haven't really played very many wrestling games. I haven't.
We used to
played
play
them.
some way back in college.
The N64, right? It was the heyday of the.
N64, I beg to differ. I
PlayStation,
believe
that's
it
what
was
I played on.
NES with the
Superstars?
wrestling. And no, there was one that was WWE. There was also just wrestling where it had
WWF,
Amazon. And the Amazon, you don't remember
Star
that?
guy with
Yeah,
the star-
Starman.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Anywho,
We've come a long way. And
This is the most slipshod segment we've ever done. No, it isn't. It's my brain isn't even working. WWE All Stars just came out, and I've been playing it on my PlayStation 3, and it's really fun. It's really fun. It's a throwback to those kinds of games. It's a throwback actually to that WWF Superstars arcade game that I love.
yeah.
Oh, yes.
Sort of the NBA jams of wrestling.
Exactamundo,
I love
and it's
those
that
games.
again. It's simplified, it's wacky, it's over the top.
That's fun.
You do these insane super moves where you're spinning and flippity dippity and everything's glowing and.
Are you doing like? Tell me about what the actual experience of playing. Is it like combo? It's like Hadouken buttons to do things, or like what is
hit, hit, different kind of hit, grapple into a throw. If you hit two buttons at once, you can charge up your star meter. You have 3 levels of star meter, and you can spend 1 star at a time to do signature moves, or you can save up all 3 and then click in with both.
Scorpion Sting.
And you go supercharged, and you can do your cool finishing move.
Nice.
And it's got a really big roster. The whole idea is it's these old classic kind of Hall of Fame wrestlers versus the main guys now.
Oh, that's cool.
So you got your Hulk Hogan, you got your Andre the Giant, you got your Roddy Piper, you got your Jimmy Superfly Snuka. You got
Brutus
all,
the Barber Beefcake? That was my favorite.
There's several where I was like, I really am sad. For instance, Mick Foley, Mankind, Cactus Jack. He's not in the game. And Kurt Angle's not in the game. I understand those guys went to different companies now, so who knows if they don't want to promote them. But there are certain guys in the game that are superstars now where it's like, they don't really deserve to be in the All Stars game, but they're promoting the brand as it is now. But it's really fun. The only my biggest complaint is there's this weird body dysmorphia thing happening with the character models. They look really wrong. They look disturbing, where they're like roided out versions of guys who are already roided out.
That's funny. Like they looked at the
NBA Jam.
Like John Cena, and they were like, "Nah, he needs to be bigger."
Really?
John Cena needs to be bigger?
That's exactly it, dude. And it's juxtaposed against actual archival footage of the guys. So you watch a cool video.
So it's like the beginning of the Captain America trailer.
Kind of.
It's like John Cena's like, I just want a chance.
But you'll watch this video, and the guys they'll come out and they're like huge, and then the game starts and they're just like disgusting.
Amazing.
Like not even human. They're not human anymore.
Yeah.
It's more like the Incredible Hulk CGI movie.
Interesting.
And that's just like unnecessary and stupid and kind of disturbing from a, hey kids will play
that's
this
fun.
perspective.
Well, from choreographed yet very athletic and difficult fighting to actual fighting, I tried to say that in the best possible way because it is definitely not fake fighting.
You know.
Because I've done it, and that shit is hurty.
We know.
But to real fighting, one of the things that I loved, and this has been on my list of top 5 shows a couple different times, is the UFC's reality show, Ultimate Fighter. Now, I don't know of another single reality program, maybe American Idol, that purports to
so violent.
that purports to be a way for the average person to get into a profession that is usually shut off to them. That then goes on to make the people coming out of that show that go on to be the top in that profession.
Tough Enough
like
did it.
The best.
WWE did it. Tough Enough.
But
not every
really.
every season.
Unless a contender tried to, but those people never really became the boxers that we watch.
One of the guys in the video game
was a Tough Enough guy.
Was a Tough Enough guy.
Oh, interesting.
Well, yeah, but he didn't win Tough Enough. You're talking about The Miz. He didn't win Tough Enough, and it took him 3 years after being on Tough Enough to get a job in the WWE.
This is true.
With this show, and yes, he was on The Real World.
Yeah.
With this show, and that's why I say sort of like American Idol, because we get the sort of Carrie Underwoods and the, anybody else. I don't really watch that show or anything. Kelly Clarkson. Yeah. These guys go on to be the world champion UFC MMA fighters. So not only that, this season has Brock Lesnar and Junior Dos Santos. The thing about Brock Lesnar, the thing about this show is that what you're seeing is the intense training it takes to be an elite MMA fighter. You don't really understand it until you watch it, and it is intense training. The thing that they did this season is with Brock Lesnar, the people who trained Brock Lesnar train in a way that nobody trained. I mean, Brock Lesnar trains, like if you've seen some of the Brock Lesnar like training footage.
Oh, yes.
It's like the man is Ivan Drago. I mean, he's like doing stuff that you should never do. Like he's so inventive with his team on how they trained. They made a man who had never fought in MMA before, within 5 fights was the heavyweight champion. Wow. And was fighting men who literally fought all their lives, you know what I mean?
But in that sport, anybody can beat anybody, almost.
That is true in a little bit of a take. You have to be an amazing. I mean, there are lucky punches.
I'm not
there
saying
are lucky
anybody
punches.
can beat anybody, but at any given night, it's not like someone can be dominant forever. You know?
That is true, which is what's so great about this sport.
Yeah.
But this reality show has these 2 guys training 14 fighters. It's great TV. You know, it gets a little Real World every once in a while where it goes to the house. But the conflicts in this are conflicts between 2 professional fighters. So you get that thing of they literally not only want to rip each other's heads off, they have the ability to rip each other's heads off, and then you get to see those two people who have had conflict in this house for so long get into a ring and punch each other in the face.
You didn't do the dishes!
Dude, I mean, yeah.
That's how they fight,
So
right,
it's
I guess.
every Wednesday. You know what? But you could hit somebody accidentally and they could be unconscious. So it's every Wednesday night on Spike TV. I think it's at 8. It's really fun to watch. I really enjoy it.
It's on your radar.
It is on my radar.
It's an interesting point you make too, because I'm a big fan of, I think you are too, of Top Chef, which the finale just happened. It was an epic finale. But those people go on to have very successful restaurants.
Yeah.
We've eaten at them. You know,
Yeah.
They're, like very successful in the food world.
Sure.
But like they're not the
Top chefs
culinary,
in the world.
like they're not the. That's why they have a separate Top Chef Masters.
Right, and it's like America's
this
Next Top Model.
Right.
Yeah, they get jobs as models, but they're not top models. None of those people you ever really
Exactly.
hear of, and that's sort of the average across all of these reality shows,
competitions.
except for a few, and this
I
one
would say
being
American
an
Idol on
example.
this. Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah. Cool. Check it out. Radar. All right, everybody. Remember to stick around for this day in rad history. But first, sponsors Daniel Trachtenberg.
GoDaddy.com is a place to buy your domains and host your websites. They feature a 99.999% uptime,
That's an extra 9, but yeah, go on.
24/7 support. I bet you round up to that 9. I bet you that next number is a round upable. I'm totally going against what I said the last time. I'm very contradictory. So also 24/7 support. They have apps on your Android phones, Blackberries, and iPhones, of course, which is great if you like. It's a great thing to have because you want to check if you have that domain. You have an idea. Oh, make a great website. Check and see if that domain's available. And then
I've seen that happen to me.
Yeah, we've all done that.
Yeah.
That's like our weekly dinners.
And we're like, that one already exists.
Yeah.
What about the .NET? The .NET. Anyway, so TRS8 is a promo code that you want to type in when you check out to get 10% off your order. But also, if you go to revision3.com/GoDaddy, you can see a whole list of other promotional codes. But we highly recommend TRS8, of course.
Correctamundo. All right, people, we will see you tomorrow. Jeff's just staring at his majestic.
You don't want to miss tomorrow's As Seen on TV.
Today is April 6th, and on this day in 1896, the Olympic Games, a long-lost tradition of ancient Greece, is reborn in Athens, 1,500 years after being banned by Roman Emperor Claudius I. At the opening...
Theodosius, maybe?
Theodosius, I like Claudius. Theodosius I. Theodosius II, crazy man. At the opening of the Athens game, King Georgios I of Greece and a crowd of 60,000 spectators welcome athletes from 13 nations. There was only 13 nations back then in 1896 of the international competition. That's not true. There were lots of nations.
But only 13.
Only 13 showed
in
up.
this first Olympics.
Well, it was
Since the first Olympics.
yeah.
Like basically, there were the Olympics that we all remember, and then Roman said, "No, that's sacrilegious" or whatever, you know. And then we brought it back, and I never always wondered, like, when did the Olympics? You said,
Well, it sounds like
it hasn't been
Greece-
going since Grecian
like-
times, so it was 1896 is when it came back. It's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's rad.
You can actually tell that by just looking at which Olympic Games we're in and then counting backwards. But
But who does that?
nobody.
You know who does it? At Aaron M. Thank you very much for sending in that factoids.